Hey, people, and welcome to another fine episode of Who's That Anime with your host, Steve, and co host, Colin, or Supreme Host. You decide.
Co-host Supreme.
Oh, host Supreme. As always, we're back talking about some anime eventually, at some point. There'll be some talk of
Yeah,
anime within this episode at
yeah. I
some
think
point.
you. Yeah, you. We'll sort of have a bit of a rant and then sort of pepper the conversation that we're having with the actual reason we do this.
Yeah,
Um,
since we are MO.
tends to be how it works.
uh,
Um,
so, as
it's
always,
exciting times.
you've joined us in what episode?
So this is us going to be on episode 7 of season 5, continuing to talk about Cowboy Bebop.
Yeah, and on this episode, well, we learned something today about Cowboy Bebop. Well, I learned two things about Cowboy Bebop today.
Okay.
I don't
Oh,
know. I don't know if other people have learned this, but anyway, so apparently the writer of some of the episodes, or the main writer for Cowboy Bebop, passed away just at the start of December.
I
Uh,
saw that. Oh yeah, I saw that because you mentioned it.
yeah,
Uh,
uh,
that sucks. To
yeah,
get lost to cancer as
yeah,
well.
yeah. It's always the worst way to go. The big C. Kiko no Bumoto? I don't know
Uh,
Japanese.
uh,
I probably just
uh,
completely insulted her family.
Keiko Nobumoto. I think you're right. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you got it. You got it. Yeah,
Hey,
you nailed it.
excellent. Ooh.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's never good news. Um,
Seems like like you say, it happened at the beginning. It seems to have happened on the 1st of December, but the news is only really coming out now.
yeah, yeah.
So
Maybe it's possibly just they kept it quiet and then have it's
yeah,
just been released as publicly announced now. So yeah, she worked in Cowboy Bebop, Wolf Rain, Samurai Champloo, Space Dandy,
yeah.
and the Netflix show, or at least I'm going to call it Netflix. That's how I watched it. It was claimed to be a Netflix original. Carol on Tuesday.
I thought that Space Dandy was a Netflix one too.
No, it came out in 2014 before they really started that. I think maybe it
Hmm.
was. I don't know. They like I say they got Shaman King on there saying it's a Netflix original. That came out in 2000.
Yeah, very true.
It's
Very
just
true.
it just means that they
Fair
paid
enough.
money.
It doesn't say original. Does not say original on it. So yeah, you're
Yeah.
not wrong.
Uh, and also some films, Tokyo Godfathers, which is a discussion that we're been having today.
We can. Oh my god. I should also preface that my voice is totally fucked at the moment. So I will apologize now. But yeah, as Colin said, the weirdly, I think the topic of Tokyo Godfathers had come up before as a potential thing to talk about, and weirdly enough, after the news of that hit, the conversation then turned on maybe we should do a Tokyo Godfathers episode, and it's like, oh, and she wrote that.
Yeah.
So, uh, yeah, I think we're gonna rather than run right over Christmas with Cowboy Bebop, um, we'll hopefully have a little bit of a Christmas palate cleanser and talk about Tokyo Godfathers, which will be pretty good, I think.
Yeah.
I've never seen it. I've heard good things.
Yeah. Hopefully. I mean, I think I might have rented it out because what was it? When did it come out? 2003? Yeah. Could easily.
2003. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Could have rented out a video store like Blockbusters.
That could have been it. Yeah, you could have got that from a blockbuster.
Alright. Funny story about Blockbuster. is I
Oh
don't
god.
think I had a Blockbuster card. I had a Ritz card.
Oh man. Yeah, yeah, I remember Ritz.
And only after so long of having a Ritz card, they complained because it was in my mum's name. Like, I've been writing videos in this car for like the past decade, and they're like, no, I can't accept that now. You need to get your own card. It's like, what?
Man,
Man.
that's ridiculous.
I was like,
Uh, we had uh, we had Global Video where I'm from,
oh yeah,
so
we had those here too.
I'm pretty sure a few of them were a front for drugs, but uh, yeah, there
No,
were like four of them at one point in a town of 55,000. There's like no need, like absolutely no need.
yeah. My cousin worked
Oh,
in the one in the ferry.
breaking breaking news, for us,
Uh huh.
Colin. Well, but breaking within the last 4 hours. It looks like we can book our boosters.
Oh, no, I got a letter through the last week. I can book my booster because I'm over
Oh,
40.
well, I can now do the same. I can just go online and book an appointment now.
Nice. I booked one for tomorrow night. Just
I
today.
am probably gonna get mine done this week then, if I can, and just get this over with. I'd really prefer to have it over Christmas. So
Yeah. I'll. There's a lots of space. Like I say, I literally logged on to the website to do it in Scotland. Uh, and they had slots for, well, from tomorrow all the way through. And I booked one in for 6 o'clock or something in Dundee.
nice.
So,
Yeah, I might just try and get that done as well then.
yeah.
But yeah, sorry. We were talking about video stores. The other thing was is I used to rent videos from my local library.
Yeah, I
Uh,
suppose. I don't think my local library did videos. It was a small branch where the one
right.
in the town did. And my mum was a librarian and she worked there for a bit. So I rented the Yellow Submarine from there.
Oh, well.
Uh,
I just used to go go to the library at the end of the week, at the end of a school week, and go and rent the cheapest, schlockiest horror movies in their collection. Um, I fucking watched them all. Like it was 50 pence for a week's rental.
50p per week's rental. Man, that was cheap.
Yep. So it was awesome. So you could take up to six videos. So I always rented 6 horror movies every Friday, and I would watch them inevitably over the weekend, and then take them back the next week and pick up the next six.
Wow. And how are you not a
Yeah.
homicidal mass murdering killer?
Well, I mean, the most important thing is that you don't know I'm not.
That is true. That is true. Don't admit
As
these things
the famous
online.
joke would suggest about the about the hitchhiker getting picked up,
Mhm.
saying, "I'm really surprised that you chose to pick me up. How do you how do you know that I'm not a serial killer?" To which the driver responds, "Well, I thought the odds of both of us being serial killers would be pretty low."
Yeah. Oh well.
Classic. So, what was the other thing you learned?
Oh, the other thing I learned is the live action show has been cancelled.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
that's
mean, that was inevitable, though, right? Like that was gonna happen.
well, it could have worked out for another season. I don't know. I haven't watched it all, so I don't know how much of the story it actually goes through.
Yeah,
Because
I'm not gonna watch it until I finish the anime.
yeah.
So,
Because essentially, this anime is just one season, and it always will be. Well, especially now. Um, but yeah, I mean, it got released back in 1998, 98, 99. That's now 2021.
Yeah, it seems unlikely that they're gonna, do more. I think it's tough. Like I heard a lot of people very unhappy with it, and I can get that. Like I think it's really difficult to convert something in that way. I think it's probably easier to just to take the spirit of something and do your own thing with it, because it's going to be far enough away that people can't draw a direct comparison to be annoyed about it. But it'll also play to the strengths of the medium you're trying to create it for. And I often think that that's the problem with a lot of these sort of live action, like Death Note and fucking Full Metal Alchemist. They're all dog shit.
Hmm.
It's like absolute dog shit.
Yeah, the only one I kind of liked was Battle Angel Alita, the movie.
That was good, but that was like lovingly crafted over, well over a decade, and like a really decent budget. People who really understood the source material.
Yeah,
Not to say that these people didn't understand the source material. I don't think that's probably fair, but I think like Battle Angel is one of those things where, because that was like what was it, James Cameron and Rodriguez,
yeah, Rodriguez, I think, was the one that wanted it. Yeah,
because James Cameron has been wanting to make that since the mid 90s,
yeah. Is it James
or
Cameron?
whenever the when James Cameron was the original. He's the producer on it, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
Uh, yeah, the he where are we? Uh, it was directed by Robert Rodriguez, produced by James Cameron, and written by so on and so forth. Uh, Battle Angel Alita, an early 90s Japanese cyberpunk manga series written by Yukito Kishiro, was originally brought to James Cameron's attention by filmmaker Guillermo del Toro, and Cameron immediately became enamored with the concept. So like that was pretty early on. So yeah, in June 2000, James Cameron's film company registered the domain name battleangelalita.com.
Oh God.
So there was like
Yeah,
a good, nearly 2 decades of
but
this is a thing we should make.
yeah. I mean, I ended up last weekend. I watched a documentary about the Titanic and stuff, and it was about how things were getting rotted away by like the what rusticles are calling them. Basically,
Yeah.
the rust on Titanic is pouring into like icicles, and it's eating away everything slowly but surely.
Shit.
But then it's a steel ship underneath like so many like feet of salty water.
Fathoms. Yeah, true.
It's going to get
True.
you know. Anyway, and then he was on it, and I was like, "What? Him? What's he doing on it?"
Well,
James Cameron.
James Cameron he directed it.
Well,
He directed Titanic.
he directed the movie, and I was,
Yeah, but yeah, like he's super into that.
oh, he
Like,
was. He was weird. It was like he even like actually got actual footage of going across the deck and stuff. And he had like two subs filming along in it. So like,
yeah,
there's scenes when there's like, so there's computer graphics when there's like when you see a scene with two subs in it, that's computer generated
yeah.
because it only had two
Uh huh.
subs. But when you only see one, it's actual footage of this.
That's real. Jesus.
It's a guy on the seabed.
I know that James Cameron, I think, is one of like a handful of people who have been to the deepest point in the ocean,
Yeah. Well, didn't he not do the best?
and he did. Yeah, yeah. So
No.
he's like, but James Cameron's very method. Like that's his whole thing. Like it's like he gets really into what he's doing.
Yeah.
Um, so I like I kind of expect that to a degree, which kind of makes me. I know the Avatar, the movie was not exactly everybody's favorite, but it did like exceptionally well for what it was.
Yeah,
Um,
I th-
and now that there's four more movies being made, I am kind of interested.
four.
Yeah, they're all being filmed right now.
Oh, fucking hell. I wasn't a fan of Avatar.
Yeah,
I was,
I like the look of it.
it was fine, I suppose, but at the same time, it just wasn't anything new to me.
The story's not new,
No, it's
um, but like the visuals and stuff like that were properly groundbreaking, and to a degree, probably still are. Um, like
Pocahontas in
and I know
space.
that. Sorry,
Pocahontas in
Pocahontas in space.
space.
Yeah, I always think of it as Space Fern Gully,
Space Gully.
but I digress, and I realize now that we've been talking for close to 20 minutes and haven't spoken about the episode yet. So
Well, we did put a warning at the start.
we did warn people that this would happen.
Yeah.
So today we're going to be talking about episodes 13 and 14. Episode 13 starting off is Jupiter Jazz Part 2, or Jupiter Jazzu Kohen.
Hmm. This is apparently one of the episodes that Chico wrote.
Yep, yeah, it was.
There you go.
Uh,
Yeah. So this episode, we start off with a flashback, really, showing all the stuff that's happened in the previous one. And but then we come to Spike dreaming again. Is he dreaming at this point?
I think he is dreaming about. Is he
Uh,
dreaming about like
Julia.
shouting at Vicious? Yeah, he's dreaming about Julia. Yeah,
Yes.
yeah, because it's the whole sort of the remembrance of some of the scenes from earlier on as well.
Yeah. Yeah. So he's basically doing a wee flashback about stuff. So it's kind of like going back through his story arc and why he's where he is, type thing.
Yeah.
Um. So yeah. So basically, this is a wee flashback. Maybe give you a bit more. Talk about how he's got different colored eyes. That's
Yeah, which definitely is not noticeable to me.
no, because you're not in love with them.
That's fair. I do like Spike a lot, but yeah, not that enamored. Um,
I think one's
I think you're
redder
right.
and
Like it does give a little bit more
yeah,
than before, and in particular, I think it gives a little bit more to the kind of turmoil between Vicious and Spike and Julia, like that kind of whatever that triangle is, it kind of sort of seeds a little more of the that
yeah,
at that point as well.
yeah, it does. So
But we should mention as well that the reason he's he's dreaming this is he's been shot. Uh,
yeah, by a friend
he's been shot.
who's protecting
Yeah,
Vicious.
by what was the guy's name?
Lee
Lee. That's right.
is Vicious
Um,
cohort slash bodyguard.
yeah. Um, so obviously they've left him for dead, or not really, because when Spike eventually comes to, he tries to get up and can't, and
Mhm.
then laments the fact that they didn't even really try to kill him because the round was a stun round or whatever.
Tranquilizer, yeah,
Yeah, it's just like,
pissed off with that.
fuck this. Yeah, he seems angry that they didn't legitimately try to kill him.
Well, Lee didn't.
So yeah, Lee didn't. Lee didn't.
Yeah,
Vicious may have given him less leeway on being alive.
I think so.
Um, but yeah, it
Uh,
was it was interesting.
yeah,
So then I'm trying to remember how this goes from here. Uh, Fuck.
Yeah, I watched it on Tuesday.
Yeah.
All I
It
kind of, I know bits of it, so it kind of goes. He's there. He's been shot. I think maybe it cuts to Jet in a bar.
Jet's looking for Faye.
Yeah, she's seen this girl, and he was like, "Yeah, I seen this girl. I haven't seen a guy." And the bartenders haven't seen another lady like her since Julia. Julia, eh? Yeah, they both
Yeah.
sat in a stool and
Oh,
both talked to Grim.
who's what is it? Haven't seen a woman like that in 2 years. And it's like, how can you be sure? It's like, well, I've only seen two women in, this long, and only one of them is attractive. So there you go.
Yeah,
Yeah, she was sitting in Julia's chair in that bar.
yeah. And I think you must have said, "Oh, she went with Grim,
Gren.
Gran."
Is it Gren?
What was Grim?
Grim. Mr. Jazz.
Mr. Jazz Hands. Yeah,
Yeah, that guy.
that aye. Anyway, he goes away. Uh, and then he walks out the place, and no, he gets a call from Faye
Yeah, he does get a call from Faye. That's
because
right. Because
Grim
she's
Jazzman's been
ex-
tied him up.
well, I suppose we kind of missed that bit then, because does she not try to shoot Grim?
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember that was this episode or last.
It has to be this. I think it is this one.
This one, okay. Yeah,
Yeah.
so yeah, because she's like, "Yeah, you're working with Vicious." They think, "Oh, blah blah blah," and then he tries to explain, and then I think she sits him, and then he dodges because he's got like lightning reflexes
Yeah.
somehow.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Oh,
But yeah, it's the excuse me. The I think it is Gren.
it might be grand."
I thought it was Grim though. You're right. But everything I'm reading now is saying that it's Gren.
It could be we
That's a
missed
much more bullshit name.
much more bullshit name.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway,
Yeah, Gren. Holy shit.
Gren
Weird.
also picked it up wrong. Anyway, so yeah, yeah. So
But yeah, this is where the Gren is explaining what happened. So like we get the kind of the story of the war.
mhm.
Um and the idea that it was like the reason that Gren knows Vicious is because they were in the war together, and they were like brothers, they were comrades,
Yeah,
as I think is how it's put. And we have this scene of like, Vicious playing like a little music box,
mhm.
which I think is the song that Julia hums
Yeah, possibly. Yeah,
for further cementing that weird triangle relationship. And then he's like, "Oh, that's cool," and then he's like, "Here, fucking take it."
yeah.
Just here,
I,
have it.
oh, would you mind me playing that tune on the sax? He asks,
That's right. Yeah,
and he just gives
that's
it
right.
over. Then stands up.
And then of course, yeah, stands up and stares him like dead in the eye, and it looks like he's about to cut his throat,
Mhm.
but is actually saving him from some sort of Jupiter scorpion,
Titan
maybe
Scorpion. That's
Titan
it.
scorpion. No, you're right. Sorry, it's on Titan.
Because he just whips out the knife and goes psh, in
Yep.
at the side of his head, so you don't actually see if it goes into his head until the camera kind of pans around,
Yep.
and it's like a scorpion right by his ear.
Yeah. So it's a weird sort of intro to that relationship, but I think it seems like they knew each other well enough and looked out for each other on the battlefield, but as soon as the war came to an end, uh, it seems like, well, I don't know what it was exactly. I can't remember, but Gren ends up going to a prison
Yeah,
basically.
he got
Uh,
trialed as a traitor, I believe.
that's and he thinks that Vicious basically dobbed him in.
Yeah, in fact, I think it's possibly true to a degree. Something about that music box, but I think that comes later.
Oh yeah, you're totally right. Um, and then but then they explain, like obviously because um, Gren is sort of like has both male and female body parts, and that's not something that we had an explanation for, but now it's explained that he'd undergone sort of experimental hormone treatment in prison.
Yeah, he was going under some tests or some sort, and it had side effects of giving him boobs,
Yeah,
I think,
yeah, weird,
and
but
also
yeah,
he's
there you have it.
he's dying inside. Um,
Yes, he is. Yes, he's dying. That
he
is also important.
he hints at that because I think Faye goes, "Oh, fishes will kill you." Ah, doesn't matter. Either way, I'm dead. Type thing.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's right. Yeah. So we get a lot of exposition there about Vicious and Gren's past.
Hmm.
A little more exposition from Spike, and a little more exposition from Jet as well, talking to that bartender about Faye and figuring out that Julia had been at the bar and been there. So it's all kind of coming together in that sort of way.
Mm.
And yeah, like you say, Faye, well, Gren basically handcuffs Faye up
Yeah,
and leaves her, and is going to go after Vicious to find out if he wants to ask once and for all if he was the one that told that kind of left him out to dry.
yeah, yeah. So he goes away. Jet goes into an alleyway and meets the guy that's tried to mug Faye and Spike previously, and now is really depressed and doesn't know what he's doing because Jet goes, "Oh, do you know the direct way to like the Blue Oyster Hotel or Blue Oyster Tower Block?" And the guy goes,
Yeah.
"No, I don't know anything." And then mutters, runs away and mutters, like, "I'm not dealing with tourists anymore," type thing. And then all camera, you just hear the screech of the as as he sounds like he's in a car accident and he walks across the street.
Yeah.
And the Jet
Whoops.
goes just stares in shock. You just see his face going,
Oh dear.
and then looks in front of him, and there's a blue
And
building. And he goes, "Oh,
yeah,
that'll be it."
that should be this one, right?
Yeah,
Obviously. Obs.
jobs.
Uh,
And then he goes upstairs and
and
finds Faye, I think.
yeah,
Uh,
yeah, that's right. And she explains obviously what's happened and talks about the fact that it seems that there's going to be some sort of showdown.
yeah, yeah, because he was like, "Oh, there's also this big hit for this guy. I take it you're onto it," and she was like pretty depressed to be honest, because this kind of like cements her past. I think like she doesn't trust guys in the sense.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
no one she can't trust anyone, so that's why she's run away. And it's kind of like that was instigated last episode, really, but this one is like, oh, you came and got me. Why you come looking for me? Oh, you stole our money.
yeah, yeah. That actually, that's right. Like, it is the main reason. Well, in quotations, the main reason that Jet is even looking for her is because she has the money,
Mhm.
and of course we'll find out a little bit more about that
Yeah, later.
towards the end as well.
Yeah,
Which I think is like you say, it goes a long way to talk about Jet to a degree as well. So it's
yeah.
kind of nice.
Uh, so I think you go back to Spike. Maybe
Yep.
Spike already did this, and he's like Kyle hacked into either Vicious's computer or some computer because he bemoans that they're using an old password still
Oh yeah.
to
Yeah.
find
Yeah.
out what's going
That's
on.
right.
You see Grim, he gets messaged by Vicious to go,
Yep.
yeah, I'll help you. Come to the tallest building type thing. And then on top of that,
Well, it's a drug deal, though, right? That's the
yeah,
whole thing.
yeah,
Is it's all about the red eye.
yeah, tall by the red eye again. So Grim has like a stash of that he's passing on to the syndicate, but
Yeah.
also
So there's
has
a meet and greet on top of a skyscraper type thing.
yeah. Um, so he's up there. Spike's looking for them.
Yeah.
And Jet and Faye then have a conversation in their spaceship, and she's like, "Oh, why did you come back for me?" type thing, and then Jet goes, "Well, you stole my money," and she's like, "What? There's 20,000 yuans or something. It was in there."
Yeah.
And Jet goes, "Was that all? All we had?"
Yeah.
Well,
But he knew. He damn well knew.
yeah, I don't know. He had a look of surprise on his face when she said it.
I. The thing is, though, is that like if he didn't trust her at all, which would he would be fair to if she'd stolen money from them.
Mhm.
Uh, why would he take her at her word that that's all that was there?
Yeah, I mean, he did
To
also mention.
me, it's he knew fine well. He knew that was not there was not a lot of money left in the pot, and it was just a way to get like a. To me, it's sort of like because obviously we kind of harkens back to the previous episode where Jet tells that to Spike. It's like, well, she's gone, and Spike's really happy, and then it's like, but she took her money, and then Spike gets really pissed off.
Yeah.
And obviously they want to find her now because they want the money back.
Well,
Um,
until we heard Julia.
yeah, but I think that the thing for me is that I feel like Spike's plan was to, Jet's plan was, I really don't want the situation we have here to end. I don't want to say that I like the way things are, but I also don't want things to go back to the way they were. So I'm going to make you incensed about this so that you go and deal with this without telling you how much money this is. It's like, I just want things like, because like Spike, obviously does not really like the situation, or well, proclaims not to like the situation.
Hmm.
But I think Jet does like the way things are on the Bebop now.
Yeah, he's certainly the father figure of all the kids.
To- totally.
All
And
the kids.
it does feel a bit like that. Yeah, it feels like that there's there is a bit of a sort of a family thing for him particularly.
Hmm.
Like it feels that, you know, they argue, they fight, they get angry at each other, but for him, like he doesn't want that to change. Whereas other people are slightly more apathetic around that concept, except Ed, who is super super keen on being a part of things.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Spike and Faye are essentially the kind of like two teenage kids, even though they're in like their,
Yeah,
well, adult age.
yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
but
You're right. They're like the sort of fighting brother and sister.
yeah, and then Ed's also the little sister of the
Yeah,
family, and Ian's just the pet dog. It just goes, oh, fuck's sake, not again.
yeah.
Ian, I should say. Um,
But
so yeah, he also kind of comes, basically says that to Faye, well, because he's like, oh, so you basically made the Bebop inoperable, but you left all the other ships fine. It's classic cry for help type
yep.
thing.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah,
Yeah.
he totally is. You're right. But to me, like for me, the whole thing seems like a lead up to like uh I completely understand this situation, and I'm just going to drip feed the right information to the people I need to drip feed it to make things go back to the way they were.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's essentially what Jet's situation in this episode is all about. Try and keep things a status quo that he likes.
Yeah. It does feel like that. It's like there is a well, actually, you can see it like in the other episodes as well, where he's like very loudly will proclaim that he just doesn't care. Like, just do what you need to do. I don't care. I don't want to be a part of this. I just want to like not deal with this. And then he'll be trimming the bonsai tree, and once they'd be like, "Oh god damn it," and just get up and go and deal with the problem. And it's like, yeah, it's like that's exactly what the family would do. It's like I don't want to be part of this. This is ridiculous. I have to go and fix this now.
Yeah.
But
Oh, yeah.
it's good. It's good. It's real good.
Yeah. And then it kind of leads up to the point where Gren, is it then? Is meeting
Yeah, yeah,
meeting Vicious on top of the skyscraper, and they exchange parcels. Like, here's the bag of like,
disguised, of course. Though not noticing it's Gren, of course, at this point.
oh yeah, that's right, yeah, because he's more feminine. He's got like a wee
Yeah,
robe around him to make him look feminine with his long
yeah,
hair, and so he throws like the red eye. The guy tests it. Lee tests it and goes, yeah, it's like
yeah.
90% or something.
Yep. This
Uh,
is the good stuff.
this is the good stuff. And then they kick over their suitcase of money uh, to him, and then
Yeah,
Vicious goes, send my regard to Gren, and then he goes, I've got a message for you, type thing. Like,
yeah.
why do you rat him out? Why do you put him in jail? And then Vicious says, it doesn't matter. Type thing. Nothing matters.
It's just such a. I'm never sure if that's supposed to be like we don't actually have a reason for this, or if it's just I just want to show how little this character cares. Like it's not. It's sort of the M Bison speech from the Street Fighter movie.
All right.
The day that M Bison graced your village was the most important day of your life, but for me it was a Tuesday. Like it's just like it is that level of like, I know that this has really bothered you for as long as it has because it's the only thing you can think about. But honestly, I haven't thought about it, and I don't care.
Yeah. Or maybe he's just deeply depressed and just doesn't care about shit anymore.
I mean, it could be either one.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing is like it's either apathy or a lack of care, like whatever it is, like it deeply frustrates Gren, of course.
Yeah. Yeah. And then he throws off the roll to reveal it as himself, and then kicks back. Yeah, he kicks back to the
Kicks back.
briefcase, which pops all
Yep,
open and turns out to be a bomb.
yep. It's
Oh
fucking cool.
no, he shoots it open. He kicks it back and shoots it open,
Yep.
and then it's a bomb, and it goes.
It legitimately was like a total surprise motherfucker moment.
Yeah,
It was real good.
I knew
I
you
liked that a lot.
knew you were going to do that, dude. And then I think Spike flies over in his craft and starts shooting because he goes, "There's an explosion. That's where I gotta go." Comes back, goes, "Daka daka daka." Then
Yeah.
Lee takes a bullet for Vicious,
Yep.
um,
Yep.
and then Vicious basically hides away because he realizes he's a bit outnumbered and needs to get to his ship, and it stores
Yep.
the red eye, the bag of swag, as it is, in
Yep.
like the side of his ship,
Yep.
and then takes off with Grim and Spike chasing him.
Yeah.
and have a big dogfight, which is pretty cool.
Yep.
Uh,
It is very cool.
yeah. Gren tries to take him on, and Vicious goes, "You're in the way," type thing, and then launches a bunch of missiles up,
Yeah.
and he got rid of one but not the other, and crashes. And then Spike goes, "No,"
Yeah.
and takes on Grim. But before all that happens, I think Gren somehow sneaks that music box in, which is a bomb.
So
Oh well.
the music box was in the bag of Red Eye
Yeah,
the whole time, I think.
yeah, I think it was.
Because he didn't check the whole bag for anything. He just pulled one of the files out to test the purity.
Yeah, but I don't know how he managed to wind it up.
I don't
Because
know.
it's a it's a plot-wise thing. Also, we missed out the conversation they had where essentially he goes, "You know, I kept this music box of yours for like so long and never thought anything more about it until I met Julia. And when I told her you gave it to me, she
Yeah,
says
that's right.
you better check it." And then
Yep,
you
that's right.
found something in it,
Yep.
a receiver or something, was it?
It was something like that.
So it was Vicious that really was the traitor, I think.
Yeah. Yep.
Anyway,
He was the asshole all along.
yeah, so that's why he was after Vicious.
Again.
Yeah. uh, so yeah, they had the big dogfight. Things ends. Vicious goes after Spike, shoots some rockets. Spike dodges all the rockets. Um, and then Gren essentially somehow activates the music box inside the bag, which then explodes,
Yep.
blowing up a wing of
Vicious.
a Vicious ship,
Yeah.
who then retreats at that point.
Yep.
Um, and then Spike goes and meets Gren on the ground, who's pretty much coughing up blood at the time.
Yeah, and it's the conversation of I don't know if they'll have I don't know if they'll have health, any ambulances out here.
Yeah,
Uh we're gonna get someone in time, and he's like, uh
it's okay.
nah,
I did my thing.
it's fine. Just pop me back in my ship and drag me out to Titan. Like, I want to go and see Titan, I think is like the
Yeah,
last. And he's like, you will not get to Titan. And he's like, well, you know, I'd rather try.
yeah, that's it. And then he then mentions how he's met Julia, and Spike goes, "Oh, where's Julia?
Yeah.
She's gone," type thing. He's very upset
Yeah.
because he also mentions that Spike has, "Oh yeah, you must be the one that Julia liked because I do see that your eyes are different colors. Like one
Yeah,
stares
that's
into the
right.
past, one stares into the future or something, or present."
Which basically makes him sound cross-eyed.
Yeah, I mean, potentially. Um, yeah, so Spike then honors them, and because I think he keels over in his arms right at that point.
Yeah, just picks him on up and drops him in the ship.
Yep, and then tows the ship into space and sets it on a course to Titan.
Yep.
Uh,
That's the end of the episode, I think.
More or less, they come back. He goes back to the ship because the first episode,
Oh,
Jet told him, "Well, if you're not doing this, then don't bother coming back," type thing.
that's right. Yeah.
But he comes back anyway, and Jet goes, "What you got?" And he's like, "I got nothing." "Oh, well, come on in then."
Yeah,
And
that's right. And there is an ending bit that I'd forgotten about as well. Is the bit where we go back to the kind of chief and their kid or grandkid.
Oh yeah.
talking about the falling star,
Mm.
and of course the assumption we made in the first episode is that it was actually Vicious, but actually it's Gren
Yeah, it
that
was
the
not.
references to.
Yeah, it was referencing to Gren. And then the credits are extra long in this one, and kind of do a lot of things through it. Like, and then
Can we talk about how good the music is in the credits?
yeah, yeah, go ahead. That's good.
I it very and no pun intended, but I will use it. Is it very much struck a chord with me because um I think that good music in things is often excuse me, unnoticed because it sort of, resonates with the scene. But also I think really great music can do both.
Hmm.
And like although this is just, an ending credit scene, um the music's fantastic. It's really, really, really good. Uh
Yeah,
to the point where normally at this point I've skipped the credits to get to the next episode, but I didn't, and I watched every moment of it.
hmm it's a very somber ending because it and
It's really good.
shows Gren actually reaching Titan, I think, or he's crash landed on a planet or moon,
Yeah,
as it were. Titan's a moon.
yeah. Or satellite, I think is what they call it in this specifically.
Well, yeah, well, that's what moon is, a satellite.
Yeah, but I think that's what they said when they asked about they said, "Is that your home satellite?" When they spoke to Spike or Jet earlier on in the show.
Yeah,
That's the way it was asked.
well, yeah, I mean, I suppose that would have to be kind of like how you would say it now, I suppose, because people living on different planets. Oh, is that your home moon? Is that your home planet?
Is it not
Yeah,
the moon, just
yeah,
our moon, right?
yeah. There's so many moons. I mean, like, how many does
Many.
there's like nine or something around Jupiter or Saturn or something like that.
Oh no, Jupiter has I think 75.
Oh yeah, oh, it's just 75.
Is it 75? 79 moons.
79 moons that are classified
Yeah,
as moons.
53 with names and 26 awaiting official names.
Jesus, I have.
And Saturn, I think, has quite a few as well. I think, but
What big planets like
uh, it is 82 moons.
82 moons. I mean,
Yeah.
do you know what is a moon? It's more probably a certain sized rock, I assume, circling the planet.
Well, I mean, technically, all it has to be is it has to be taking gravitational influence over the planet that
Yeah,
it's attached to. So, like, that's what makes it a satellite. Because Saturn apparently has a moon that is the size of Mercury. So
Mercury isn't that big though.
it's not, but that is a planet.
We classify it as a planet, yeah. We don't classify
Yeah.
Pluto as a planet.
No, what do you call it?
Dwarf planet or something.
Dwarf planet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Along with like Ceres and Haumea, and there's a few other ones as well.
Yeah. So we only got 8 known planets in our solar system now.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
Um,
wait. 7, 8?
well, there's 9 when we had Pluto.
No, Planet 9 is was always a theory. No, I think there's.
No, Pluto was a planet
Hang on.
until like early 2000s,
No,
wasn't
I
it?
know that until the early 2000s. I know that, but the movie Plan 9 from Outer Space is in reference to a ninth planet.
No, we got 8,
2,
I think.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. No, I know you're right.
Yeah, Pluto was always for ninth.
I can never remember. I could tell you what the names were. I probably should have just done that.
You should have done that. Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. There's 8.
8.
Eight.
Those are 8 fingers you're showing.
Yes.
So how do you rate this episode? Is it an 8?
Uh, it's good. It's good. It hits many chords. I mean, it's a bit slow in the sense that they're stretched over 2 episodes. But then I
Yeah,
suppose that's kind of like goes with the melody of the kind of like show. It's like a bluesy kind of like melody through the whole thing. Because this is a sad story. And it kind of like highlights more Spike's past and what he's doing at the moment. And
yeah, yeah.
also, well, not more so much Jet. Jet didn't really get much. He gets more developed and showing that he's more of a father figure, caring for the people that he doesn't really care for.
Yeah.
And Faye shows Faye how she's actually quite insecure a person.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, that's
and
true.
and she just brash to kind of hide that. So, I mean, there's good psychological workings in in the show, in the sense that
Yeah.
these things are kind of like how people can act in real life. Uh, or not. I think about an 8, yeah.
Ironically, mine is also an 8, so that just worked out really well.
Yeah. Talking about the eight planets.
Shall we jump then to episode 14?
Mhm.
Bohemian Rhapsody, or in Japanese, Bohemian Rhapsody.
Ah, yes. And it's not about the song by Queen.
It's not the Queen song.
Um,
It's all about chess.
it is all about chess and highlights into more about the gates that they use to travel through space.
Yes.
'Cause
Yes, it does.
it's all about the gate company hiring people to find this master hacker. But
Yeah, because there's a bunch of people who have been highlighted as problems, and every one of them, well, yeah, that's the reveal in the kind of intro. Is basically it's the Bebop crew taking down all these different people,
Mhm.
but not getting anything from it. And Ed's like, so there's nothing linking any of these people together. They didn't have anything, and then they all pull out chess piece
Yeah, I think a White
from their
King
pockets.
in the future.
Yeah, is it? Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's quite funny.
And then Ed is
Uh,
digging about while they're still arguing over, like, oh, well, maybe we should pull our resources together, says Faye. And they're like, but you're the one that said it'd be good competition if we didn't do this, type thing.
that's right.
It's like,
It's like, yes, but now that there's this,
yeah,
I want us to work together because it means I might win.
pretty much. It's more like, they're like, and now you're invested in this idea? Well, meanwhile, it is
And of course,
digging up the bebop in the background and electrocuting herself.
yeah, yes. And then, like, at one point, like, properly does electrocute herself to the point where she's, like, kind of just lying on the ground upside down, and they just kind of all stare at her going, oh,
Yeah, and Faye
all right.
prods her and go, "You're right, Ed." And then she just
Yeah.
instantly jumps up and goes, "No, I'm fine."
It's weird.
Uh,
But yeah, then they start to scan the chess pieces and find out that there's more information within they're basically IDs or like tags with more information in them.
well, yeah, Ed basically asks to get them because he says, "Oh, this is actually a virtual chess game. You need these to start a game
Yeah.
with people." So she
And
hooks up to that.
then she starts playing a game of chess
Yep. And then this old man,
with an unknown opponent.
yeah, but there's an old man with a parrot goes chessboard lights up and goes, "Ah, an interesting opponent has appeared.
Uh,
uh,
it's
yeah. Uh, and then it cuts back and basically goes about it. And so I think, was it, they started talking about their catch and said that the guy I caught was didn't seem to know anything about this type thing. He just got like a manual through the internet off a webpage which has disappeared now and
yeah,
stuff like that. And then I think that was Phase, and then Spike said something. Who then said I went back to the Gate Corporation and they didn't want to speak to me anymore. Type about it because obviously hit a nerve point.
yeah,
And then I think Jet goes, okay. And then he goes to the Gate Corporation and goes, right, I just want to talk about it because we know that obviously you got some loose end in the Gate Corporation.
yeah,
It doesn't want to do it because um, that, and he's pretending to smoke a cigarette, and they go, "What's no smoking in here, mate?" And he's like, "Oh, all right,
oh,
yeah, sorry," and clubs out and throws it in the plant pot.
yeah,
But it's just a cleverly disguised um, receiver, sender,
yeah. It's really cool. It's
Mike.
just a bug.
Yeah, clever disguised bug, and they didn't really care about it. They didn't think anything of it. And then they start talking about, "Oh man, this bounty hunter knows too much. He knows about Grandmaster
It is
Hex."
yeah. Chess Master Hex, not Grandmaster. Chess Master.
Oh, it's Chessmaster Hex. Oh, well.
It's much worse than Grandmaster Hex.
Yeah. Uh, and then he hears about that and does some research on this guy, and apparently he worked at the gate company way back at the start of it.
Yeah, they find out that he's been missing for the better part of, I think it's 50 years, which is essentially since the gates came into instance. Um,
Mhm.
he was the sole creator and the driving force behind their creation,
Mhm.
and then when they came online, he kind of went underground.
Mhm.
Um,
Because he went against because he said they weren't ready. There's a fatal flaw in them.
yeah, he this is it does sound an awful lot like the conversation we had yesterday about Chernobyl, where it's like, yeah, here's this one very serious problem with this really serious piece of equipment you're using. You should fix that. And they're like, nah.
Nah.
nah, that's gonna set us back. We don't want to do that.
Yeah, I mean, oh Jesus, man. Certainly, certainly, it's not something uncommon in corporations and governments.
And
Unfortunately, it's like, what do you mean there's a flaw? Oh, what's the chances of happening? Oh, I don't know, 1 billion to 1.
yeah.
And how?
Does the chance of it happening outweigh the tragedy of it happening? Oh, uh, probably not. We'll be fine.
Yeah, we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
And we have seen that there has been a gate problem
Hmm.
because that's the whole thing that happened on Earth, right?
Yeah,
Was there was a gate disaster. So we have to wonder if that was related. Presumably is.
yeah. I think it was about 50 years ago or something. Well, no, was it longer? I don't know. Because that kid just
Either
came out.
way, like it seems like it's on that path of like this is the problem. But of course he's been quiet for 50 years.
Mhm.
Or so it seems.
Yeah,
Uh
he was quiet for 50 years, and then I think something set up and came active again. But
I think it was the and it was it not the anniversary or something like that
yeah,
of the whole thing was like just about the 50-year anniversary or whatever of the gates, and it's like that's the long game.
Yeah.
The thing is like he's been playing chess, literally, but also kind of figuratively in this way. It's like, yeah, he's been doing the long con. He's been waiting specifically to hit them where it hurts at a time when it would hurt the most.
Yeah. Yeah. So all these people are essentially managed to steal the money that people are putting through the gates because they all basically put a receiver onto the gates at this certain one location in the gates so they can hack into it. And when someone pays money to go
Yeah.
through the gate, they're able to get the fee that goes to them
Mm-hmm.
instead of the thing. So he hasn't really done it in any like malicious way. He's just been basically grabbing money off them. Or,
Yeah, he's been funding his operation.
yeah, or the other people's operations. So
Yeah,
what else? So he got fired. They fired him because he objected
of course.
to it. So it was like, all right, cool, you're fired. And then he swore vengeance on him, and
Yep.
now he's a ghost from the past. We missed out the point where
Yes.
way back at the start where they had like, oh right, they got all these guys, but no one's getting the bounty money type thing. Oh, need to
Yeah.
increase the bounty because they have like stacks of paper on like the manager and director's desk. At least I think it's him. Um,
Yeah.
and he's like, paper, how redundant, how wasteful. And then they also complain that the electronic system is timing out and stuff because they can't people can't log
Yeah.
complaints quick enough.
Oh God.
Uh,
Amazing.
yeah. Oh, and when Jet goes to confront the corporation about this, he bumps into an old friend as he always does.
That's right. Yeah, one of his many friends, who now works in what looks like like PMC, private military sort of organization.
Yeah. Uh, and then he gets back to the Bebop and goes, "Oh, we need to go and find Chessmaster Hex." And then Ed pipes up and goes,
Yeah.
"Oh, I'm playing against Chessmaster Hex right now."
Playing chess with that guy right now.
Yeah.
Um,
They look into chess pieces, nothing there. And then they track him down to like some weird space station.
yeah, it's an abandoned space station
Yeah, it
because
somehow.
it's totally fucked.
Yeah, and I'm not entirely sure how people are living there.
No, but this is where the episode meets my expectations to a great degree because this is basically a place for space stoners.
Uh huh. Yeah, yeah. It's pretty much, literally that. Um, so they're tracking down there, and then the guy that we just talked about, the private military guy, tails them
Yeah.
and goes, "Oh, you don't know what you're talking about. We got, I got so much. I need to speak to this guy. He's done something to me, and ruined me."
Yeah.
Type thing. And then I think Faye and Spike go in and find Grandmaster Hex and go, ah,
Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I don't think he's the great Grandmaster planner as or any
No,
threat because he's literally just a
no,
senile,
not anymore.
yeah, a
I
senile man.
I actually really like that as a thing. Like, it, he it's really an interesting idea of like here was someone who was so meticulous and so forward thinking that even in their late 40s at that point knew that the long con that they were going to try and do was the 50-year plan. It's
Yeah.
like it has to work like this. This is how it's going to work. Here's how I'm going to fund operation. Here's the kind of things I'm going to do. And he put all of this in place to happen at certain times so many years ago that he had nothing to do but wait.
Mhm.
And in that time, like you say, became sadly non compos mentis and just like a tad senile.
Mhm.
And I find that whole thing kind of really interesting, of the idea of like, well, here's the person who set this all in motion, but they can't tell you anything about it.
Yeah.
They know nothing of this plan.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
so yeah, whoops.
And then the other guys appears all like, I want my money back. And he
Yeah,
goes,
but this
what?
is great as well because then you've got the space stoners that come in and it's like, oh hey, he's like, guys, I got that, play this person at chess, it's super cool. So oh cool, finally someone really good to play at chess. And then the guy's like, ah, fuck all of you, and starts shooting everywhere.
Yeah.
And I love I was like seriously concerned for the people in that room, but then I love the fact that there's like what looks to be a very serious explosion, and you're like, oh god, I wonder how many people died. And then it's just there's three stoners going, whoa, and just floating out of the way. It's so good.
Did you recognize the three stoners?
Is it the old guys?
It's the three old guys.
Of course it is.
The three old guys, man.
Of course it is. I love the guy is like so hyped up and serious. He's so angry, but he just cannot obviously penetrate the thought, because the guy just doesn't know.
Yeah,
He's like, no, I don't know what you're talking about. Like but I'm playing this really cool game of chess. It's like, oh my god, this is, I cannot imagine, imagine getting to the stage where it's like, I'm going to be able to exact some revenge here and I'm going to be able to take control of my life again, but only because this person here exists and knows what's going on, and then finding them only to find out that they're there but they're not there.
yeah. It's
Like that is mental.
yeah. I mean, it's yeah, it's funny in that sense, but it's also kind of a sad thing when you see that the man is basically a shell of what he was.
It is incredibly sad, but I think there's also, it's sad for Chessmaster Hex, but I also think that there's supposed to be an element of sadness for that other guy as well, where it's like, I can't do anything about this. I can't fix this anymore.
Yeah,
There's nothing to fix.
yeah,
Nope. Anybody who had any semblance of any information or any knowledge or way to resolve this for me is no longer here.
yeah,
Even though I can see them with my own eyes, they don't know anything.
yeah,
Like, I can't imagine the frustration that would, like, that person being dead, that would be incredibly frustrating. That person still not being known where they are, that would be incredibly frustrating. But having found them, only to have them not know, is just, yeah, that's a whole different level of frustration.
uh, yeah. Well, it certainly isn't him off the edge in two ways.
Yeah, and
It's
he starts
frustration.
fucking.
Yeah, and then in another way, we'll find out in a minute because by that time, so they basically decide, oh well, there's no point in handing this guy back because
No, he's not a danger to anyone anymore. That's the decision. Like,
yeah,
it wouldn't be fair or right,
mhm.
and like he would be of no value to them anyway, even if he did hand them over. Like, it's not going to stop or change anything anymore.
Yeah, that's a thing. It's there
So
now. So Jed goes back to the Gate Corporation and basically says, right, this is the 911 in the whole situation. And basically told him everything and goes, but you're not going to touch the guy because he goes, all right. So what money do you want to keep your mouth silent? It's like, oh, I don't want any money. Just don't ever go near Chessmaster X. Not because of this and that. It's because Ed, you'll hurt Ed's feelings. Taking his
yeah,
the play part thing away. Then it cuts to Ed still playing chess, and Faye going, "Oh, he's still playing chess? Not still, not playing another game of chess.
no,
Still playing chess."
yeah, still playing chess. I'm still playing that one game. It's been a week,
Yeah,
and I clearly haven't slept
yeah.
in that week.
And then the final move happens. Chessmaster X goes, "Ha ha! Boop, checkmate."
Yep.
I don't even know how you can
And
make a
poor
game.
poor Ed collapses.
Yeah, I can't think of having a game lasting a week of chess with no sleep. I don't see how it's possible.
I no, I have definitely played games of chess that have lasted over a week, but it has been fleeting moves.
Yeah, you have to come back to it. Oh, yeah, do that.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah, and then at which point Ed falls over and goes "Ah!" in frustration,
It's
and then
pretty good.
potentially I think it might be the last breath or Chess
Yeah,
Master X because he seems to
I think so.
chuckles to himself and then falls asleep, and then the pirate just
Yeah,
flies away.
I think it is that sort of idea. Is like all he really wanted was like a really good game. That was all he wanted was just one good opponent
Yeah,
to satiate that that the thrill of the game, because I think that's obvious from like there's so little time that they've taken to set up the character, but that is the kind of defining character trait. Is this is a person who is, meticulous and well planning, and so chess is clearly their game, and they like the thrill of the long game.
well,
So
yeah. I mean,
yeah,
it was noted that I think before he joined the Gate Corporation, he was like a chess champion. He played chess all the time,
yeah,
and
that's right. Yeah,
he was still playing the virtual chess game when he was at work. And so that's why he got the code name Chess Master Hex.
mm-hmm,
Um,
mm-hmm. But yeah, he seems like he passes on.
yeah,
But then we continue in the space station where now Jet's good old buddy is high as fuck
yeah,
on a set of stairs,
yeah.
just sitting there, and the three old guys float past. It's like, oh hey, is it like Gary or whatever? It's like,
Yeah.
how you doing? He's like, it's all right, it's pretty good.
I'm doing good, man.
And they kind of like, yeah, I'm doing good. And they float past, and he's like, such a nice guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's so happy.
It's so funny.
It's
It's
like
so funny.
it's like a day or two or a week ago or something. It was like he was shooting the place up.
He literally caused an explosion that sent the three of you flying across the room.
Yeah.
But a few days ago. Oh, it was so funny. I loved it. I
Yeah.
loved it.
So it was like a cheery, sad one.
I yeah. I think this is a good episode. This is a real good episode. I'm a big fan.
Yeah.
What's your thoughts on this one, ratings wise?
Um. Yeah. It's good. It's takes the edge off the last episode a bit.
Mm-hmm.
It's obviously not. It adds to the lore of the Cowboy Bebop world and the Gate Company and things that how they're like and how potentially the whole world is corrupt to a point.
Yeah.
Um, and yeah, and then it makes light notes like it's sad that the guy is obviously a senile man, but he's enjoying his life as what he remembers of it.
Yep. Yep.
And Ed, has pretty much the comic relief for the show at the moment.
Yep. Yep.
I wouldn't say. I don't know. I think. I think it's an 8 again, just because it was good. It wasn't like, oh, I can't be bothered watching this episode. I can watch it, but
Yeah.
it's not like a one I'll probably go back to in the sense that it's not an important episode.
No, but it's a good episode. Yeah,
Yeah.
I would also go with an 8.
Yeah.
That being said, though, I almost went with a 9.
Yeah.
I think it's very close to a 9, because I think you're right. The story's interesting. I think the characterization is fascinating. I think it's maybe a bit slow at the start. For something that seems like it's moving really quickly, they don't make a lot of progress in the first half of the episode.
Yeah.
which is maybe where it falls down a little bit for me.
Uh, I don't know. I feel like they do make progress in that bit because they go
Well,
quickly. They actually capture some bounties for once. It's unusual for them.
oh, that's what I mean. Is like it's going at a rate of knots.
Yeah.
Like it's really shifting, but I don't feel like for all that movement that they really get anywhere.
Well, I think that's the whole point of the episode.
Yeah, but I think it's interesting because it really then like not only continues to shift in the second half, it really goes places.
Yeah, but I mean, I suppose at the same time, just the nature of that story. It,
Yeah, I suppose that was going to be that way.
I mean, if they got to Chessmaster Hex within like the first half and realized he's a dulled old man, um,
Yeah.
and didn't want to do anything with it. Look, what I
I
don't
don't
think.
know. It just it's I don't know why it is because it's not normal that the pacing feels off to me, but it
Yeah,
did just feel a bit weird.
I suppose. I think it's probably, to be honest, that episode might have been good if it was a shorter time length, but also they got their time slot to keep. So maybe that's maybe why
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
that. Because it's I'm not entirely sure how what else they would do. Because there'd be like a boring like travel scene of, or maybe like a section where they went, oh, we'll trace them. We traced them to this location.
Yeah.
That's about the only
Yeah,
thing.
it did what it needed to do. But
Yeah,
yeah, I think an 8 is fair. But it is I will say it is definitely close to a 9. Because
yeah,
I had vibes of the Heavy Metal Queen episode, which is my 10
yeah,
episode,
yeah.
and it's because it's a unique and fascinating story
Mm-hmm.
within that universe. And I think that when they do self-contained stuff like that, it's really, really interesting. More often than not, I should say more often than not, because we did watch the Heavy Rock of the Dark Knight, Toys in the Attic episode, which is the mutant goop from the fridge.
Oh yeah.
That I I can't I should like, but did not like.
You didn't- yeah, and then you had like the kid one with the where the gate exploded and he stayed alive. It wouldn't age.
Again, really super interesting concept. Very dull episode.
It wasn't great. Yeah. Um.
Very dull episode.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest,
But yeah.
that's kind of feeding into other stories at the moment. It seems like because, like I say,
Yeah,
the
and I
reference.
think you're right. Like, but again, if you go like to the I know it's the episode where they sort of introduce Faye, and that is kind of the main purpose of the episode. But I think is like if you take the concept of it with the terrorist group
Uh,
uh, as the kind of key story point in that, and being in it's just good.
one the
It's just
gate.
good. Like that is a good, yeah, the one in the gate where they're having to like shoot the missiles out of the air.
Yeah, that wasn't the interest fade before that. But I think that's
Yeah,
when she
yeah.
became
It's
part of the
this
crew.
is the one where they sort of cement her as the crew,
Yeah,
and I know that that's the core, the key part of the episode. But I think that the rest of the trappings of that are very one off, in a way that I liked.
yeah. Once again, it talks
Also,
about
that has I think it has my favorite bit of humor in it, which is uh the bit where they've held the woman back, the whatever the head of the set, the whatever group, the eco group,
yeah.
they're holding her at gunpoint,
Yeah.
and and you hear Jet, it's like, hey, so how's our, or was it Jet or Spike? It's like, how's our bounty doing? It's like, oh, he is not good. It's like, because he is pretty dead.
Yeah.
It's like, that is frustrating. Like, I love the blasé attitude of the fact that it's like, yeah, the guy we were in for, you killed him, and that is very annoying.
Yeah.
We really wanted our money for that, and I was kind of hoping that even though you had shot him, he may still be alive. But it turns out he's not.
Yeah.
So you're coming with us.
Yeah.
It's just really good.
Yeah, that was Spike. That's
Yeah, that's right.
that's definitely
Yeah,
Spike.
it's real good. I love that.
Yeah.
Very funny. So we have reached the end
Mhm.
of another good episode. Um, as always, Who's That Anime is a podcast. We are on anchor.fm/Who's That Anime and can be listened to where all good podcasts can be listened to. Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, Overcast, everywhere you can. You can find the RSS feed at anchor.fm/Who's That Anime, said. We have a Facebook group, a Facebook page rather, where we will post when the new episodes go out. We'll also post little anime memes and other bits and pieces of fun. We have a YouTube channel that we are really not doing anything with, but we also are planning to do things with. We have episodes uploaded there in both audio and video. Video we're recording right now that we never actually do much with, but can do. You'll eventually see this and be like, "Oh, this is what this is talking about."
Yeah. What the fuck?
But yeah, we
nothing happening.
We're gonna try and figure out a way to make that happen more than it's happening right now, which is not. But we do have a YouTube channel and it is Who's That Anime. You can find us by searching for the channel that way. Colin likes to play video games at twitch.tv/couchfuel. There has been a bit of a lull for us for game playing more recently.
Very much so. Yeah, I don't think I played anything online except what was it? Sable. I've only played that.
Yeah.
Last, and that was like October.
So we'll. I mean, right now we're in a bit of a busier period of stuff, so the non-essentials are kind of falling by the wayside.
Yeah.
But that being said, there is a lot of archive material on the YouTube channel for Couch Fuel, which is just look for Couch Fuel on YouTube. Similarly, I sometimes, when I get the chance, like to play horror games. I do that on twitch.tv/HalePayman, and also have a YouTube channel you can search for, which is Hale Payman. I have an idea about some video game stuff, Colin, we'll need to talk about at some point, but
okay, yeah. That's pretty good.
We can get to that. But I think that's the spiel.
Yeah. So...
Oh, I should say as well, just before we go, that, we don't get paid for this. There's no money changes hands. We just do this for fun. So if you wanted to leave us a review, that would be a really cool way to show your appreciation for what it is we do. Any review type is completely acceptable. Any star rating, any constructive criticism is completely welcome, as much as any positive and constructive feedback, always. And if you wouldn't mind, if you do enjoy what we do, telling a friend and getting them to listen would also be really cool.
Yeah, my mate did that.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah. His brother didn't like it.
I mean, that's fair. Did he have any constructive criticism that I can use?
No. He didn't. Well, except from the fact he didn't like the format as in us rambling about shite.
Oh, well.
So
fair enough.
That's not really constructive criticism as such.
It's not really constructive. Since you don't listen, I'm going to be unconstructive too. I don't think this show is for you. Don't listen.
He's already on that.
Yeah. You took my advice,
he took your...
Colin. You took my advice.
I mean...
Don't fucking listen to this show. If I catch you listening to this show, we will stop making it.
Don't do that, man. Maybe we'll listen to it then. Just out of spite.
But then, Colin, that's the twist in the tale. That's when he realizes, actually, I like this.
Oh, yeah, hopefully.
Beg us to continue what we do.
Maybe that's the goal that we should have all along.
I'm not going to get you to name this person, but I am now going to say that our mission is to make this person listen to this show so that we can threaten to stop doing the show so that they will then listen to the show.
Yeah. I can share it later. But like I said...
Oh, no, I don't need to know. I don't even want to know. I just that's my goal.
That's his brother. I mean, my mate watched the videos, so he doesn't really listen to the podcast. He'll watch the videos. So he's the viewer that you see on the video on the YouTube.
That's good. So we should talk about getting those videos up for that one person.
Yeah, we should really be getting this up.
You know, the predominant way that we deliver this media is through podcast. The one person that does like it really likes to watch it on YouTube. He told one person about it who hates what we do.
Yeah,
So
it's pretty good, eh?
oh, that's amazing. That's amazing.
It's
I have never been more secure in my understanding of when people say I really don't like that thing you do. It's like that is absolutely fine. It's honestly fine.
yeah,
I'll sleep.
yeah,
I'll live.
we're not really looking for that kind of validation. If you enjoy it, that's good. If you don't,
Yeah.
that's fine. Just
If you
don't
don't
listen.
enjoy it, like I say though, constructive criticism would be nice.
Yeah, tell us where we're going wrong for you. And
I mean,
maybe
I think we know where we're going wrong.
um,
You and I, we know.
to a degree, to a degree.
Yeah.
Until someone
Like
points out,
right now, I feel like this has gone horribly wrong.
oh, the fact that we extended this another 20 minutes and then
It's the end of the episode. It's the end of the episode, and we're not ending it again. Like we're
Yeah.
just using it as an excuse to ramble.
yeah, I did want to say something, and it was probably more to the at the end of the Jupiter Jazz episode. You were talking about the music and how it works, and
Yeah.
certain things and aspects of that. I mean, I don't know. I can't think of many movies or shows that I've watched with the music soundtrack and going, "Oh yeah, this kind of fits it." Type thing. The music aspect for me usually is within games. It really
Yeah.
hits,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
for example, Jet Set Radio soundtrack
Yep.
is like fits that game, and it wouldn't be
Streets of Rage 2. Streets Rage 2.
Streets of Rage 2. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, I like to say the music soundtracks and that is it works with it. There's other games I'm trying to think, but those are the two ones that spring out to my mind. It works with the music. Guitaro Man, Guitaroo Man, but then
Yeah.
that's a music game, so doesn't
Yeah.
doesn't really
It
count.
has to stand out.
Yeah, but
You know, that's fair. Like
yeah, I find that music in games works. For example, for the longest time, it was a Street Fighter 4 intro. I was disappointed in it. Like,
oh man, it's so good though.
and I was like, that doesn't sound like a fighting game intro type type thing. It was like so disappointing. And then they finally changed it in like one of the expansions. Well, I can't remember what it was. And it was like, holy shit, I missed that intro for Street Fighter 4 now. It's like, God
So
damn it.
good. It's so good.
It worked.
It shouldn't be. It shouldn't be good.
No,
It shouldn't be good.
it kind of worked. But yeah, it's just
It's the same for Street Fighter Cross Tekken as well. Like I like that
yeah,
that intro as well.
yeah. The intro's good. I can't remember the music
It's
though.
Honest Eyes by Black Tide.
Oh, okay, okay. I might look it up again. I got the
pretty good.
game. I just can't remember the intro music. I didn't really play that
Mm.
much.
I reviewed Street Fighter Cross Tekken a very long time ago.
Yeah, and Asura's Wrath.
I did, yeah. I did.
Yeah.
I
Anyway,
still love Asura's Wrath. I downloaded that on my Xbox.
you downloaded how many games onto your Xbox Series X
196.
of Xbox 360s and Xbox Original?
That's just Xbox 360 and originals, yeah.
How are you going with that? Is it actually finally finished? 'Cause
Oh, it's done. Yeah, finished on Friday.
how many days did it take you?
2.5.
2.5 days.
I mean, not like constant. Like if I was sat at my desk, I would manage it so that it was on and downloading. But more often than not, it was just in standby, and it's only downloading at a certain rate in standby. I don't think it downloads at full pelt. So
No, no, probably won't. Anyway, though, I think that's good. 20-minute ramble. That seems good.
well, I was gonna say while we're speaking about download speeds though, I am getting my new broadband on Christmas Eve. So
Christmas Eve.
yeah,
Oof, man,
yeah,
that's a bad time to get new broadband.
sure is.
It's like, oh, there's a problem. No one's in the office.
It's a problem. Fuck you.
Yeah, pretty much. You'll get Craig on the phone.
I have unlimited data though on my phone, so
Yeah,
I just need to position it at that point in the house where it actually gets a signal.
yeah, yeah. You're in a weird part. I don't know,
The
outskirts of.
world.
Yeah, didn't have that. It's almost as bad as Arrow.
I was in Edinburgh with the missus last Sunday,
Mhm.
and she has an iPhone 13, and she was showing me something on her phone, and I was like, "Holy shit! It's like your phone has a 5G logo on it." And sure enough, she's like actually using 5G.
Oh fuck! The mast wasn't burned down.
I mean, I assumed I was broadcasting it from my body, having been vaccinated,
Oh yes,
but
yes. Uh, and your eyes didn't start to bleed.
not yet. Although I am sick, so who knows? Maybe it's all the 5G.
Oh man, 5G. God, you're getting arrayed by 5G. It's now in Perth too, pal.
Oh really?
Yeah,
Damn it.
one of my co-workers in the office was complaining about it because before, when it was 4G, he would get a decent signal in
Yeah.
the office, but now it's went to 5G. He's
Now
not
it's
getting
trying to get 5G.
it. Yeah,
Yeah.
and
I
then
did watch. I'm pretty sure I watched Linus Tech Tips do uh, a 5G thing. Oh no, it wasn't. Sorry, no, it wasn't Linus. It was fucking Digital Foundry,
huh
where they wanted to test uh, Google Stadia
or 5G.
on mobile.
Yeah.
And well, and they did it by finding a 5G broadcast tower and parking next to it.
Oh yeah, yeah. Because they were. Is that the one where they're testing Cyberpunk?
Yeah, and it's
Yeah.
like the latency was like 2-3 milliseconds or something. It was absurd. Like it was absolutely absurd. Like there's no reason that should be that good. My monitor maybe can't do that.
Yeah, it's yeah. No, I remember that. I remember that. But that was because I think they were trying to test Cyberpunk, and they weren't testing Stadia, but they didn't have anything. There wasn't a capability to
That's
test on it,
right. Yes,
and so
that's right.
so they had to use their mobile because but they didn't have broadband or something in their new office or something. They were transferring locations, or they weren't allowed to go to the
Yeah.
office because it was COVID lockdown time.
Yeah, it was during lockdown. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, we've gone. I've taken us further down a rabbit hole. Should we end this?
Yes. Stay tuned, people. We'll be back with more Cowboy Bebop next week. Um, where it's going to get interesting. It's going to start developing backstories for two other characters.
When do we get to the bit that disturbed you?
I don't know. It's not come out yet. I mean, technically, at the moment,
Shit.
I can see these couple of episodes and maybe started put me in a downward spiral because they're kind of depressing at the end.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
well, this guy's dead. That's a really sad story. Well, this old man died.
Awesome.
That's really sad because he wasn't all there. But it wasn't these
Man.
episodes.
Okay. Right. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Yeah, it's. I don't know what episode it is, but yeah, it's.
Okay.
I don't know. I can watch it for years.
This will be our 41st episode. 40th episode.
Uh, this one that we're recording now.
Yeah.
Ooh, almost a year, man. Almost a year, guys. Almost.
Almost a year.
Sorry, apart
So
from that
close.
time when we did 2 episodes a week.
Yeah. Oh fuck, that was
That was harsh. Anyway, guys.
hard times.
Yeah, hard times. It's been this is your anime, with your host Colin. This is your
It's cross between who's your anime, this is your anime, this is your life, and who's that anime.
yeah. So anyway, this has been Who's That
Oh,
Anime?
we should have called the show. Sorry, we should have called the show Who's Your Anime.
Who's Your Anime?
And what does he do?
So you going to spell it YOUR, or are you going with the YOUR apostrophe RE?
Who's your anime?
Yeah. Who's your anime?
No. No. Okay, sorry. Go.
Alright, anyway. Thanks for watching.
We're not going to edit it in post. Yep, thank you.
This has been Who's Your Anime with your host Steve and Colin.
Yep.
I might have got it wrong again. Anyway,
You did.
this is like these outtakes that you see in shows where they constantly get it wrong.
The fact that it's outtakes and shows and for us is just core part of what we do is, I think, what makes me happier about doing this at all.
Fair enough. Okay.
It's like we're nearly doing this for a year. We still, 1, can't get videos out. 2, never know what the name of the show is. 3, never actually talk about anime for the first 20 minutes of the show. It's a total shit show.
We can start bottling it up, reeling it in.
No,
Reeling
don't.
it in.
No, let's not. Let's never do that.
No.
Let's never do that.
Okay, that's fine. Take 3. All right. This has been Who's Your Anime?
No,
Fuck
it's not
it.
the name of the show.
Done. We're done. I can't even remember the show now. Why can't I remember the show? Who's That Anime? Go in there. Right.
Oh my god. Okay.
That was 5 minutes in. All right. This has been Who's That Anime with your host Steve and Colin. And we've been watching Cowboy Bebop. We'll be back next week with more episodes.
Yep, we will be back next week with episodes 15 and 16.
Yeah. We'll see you then, Space Cowboys.
Yep. See you, comrade. Although, admittedly, I am really excited for the part where we can't even remember our own names. It's going to be tight.
That's New Year special.
Bye, folks.
Bye.